Hello friends, welcome to this video, and this video is going to be on TensorFlow, and we are going to learn about variables and placeholders. In my previous video I have discussed about tensors, so if you want to learn about tensors, then please click on that I button and watch that video. If you already knew about tensors, then don't worry. So if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe first. If you don't want to subscribe, it's all your wish. If you subscribe, then you will get a whole lot of videos and good contents on deep learning, machine learning, and other kind of tools on programming and things related to programming. So we are going to discuss about variables and placeholder. So these are basically the two key tools for you in the TensorFlow using computational graph. Without these two things, we cannot do nothing. Without having any values or arrays or anything, you cannot do anything in the TensorFlow. So first of all, you need to learn about how to store values, how to manipulate them, okay, how to do basic operations with them. So that's what we are going to discuss here. So I may assume that you already know about what a variable is. It's like a simple variable in any other programming language which just hold a state and can be shared and is modifiable. The new thing here is the placeholder. So you can assume placeholder is just like the variable, but the main difference is that placeholder gets its value during the runtime when we run it. Okay, so placeholder just allocates block of memory for the future use, and later we can use the feedDict keyword to feed data into the placeholder. By default, placeholder has unconstrained shape which allow you to feed tensors of different shape in a session. For creating variable, you will use tf dot variable, and for placeholder you will use tf dot placeholder. So let's start the coding and import all our libraries and modules first. Log level 2. Now importing the two libraries. First is NumPy, second is TensorFlow. So first of all, creating a variable. Before creating a variable, we need to learn how to create values. You can also create values using the NumPy, creating a multi-dimensional array. Like we just first let me specify the row dimension and the column dimension. Okay, so we can create value using the NumPy also. Like if we just random dot, because if we don't have values, how we are going to assign it to the tf dot variable keyword. Okay, otherwise you can create values using the tensors also. So this is the value created using a multi-dimensional array created using the NumPy. We can also use tensors like tf dot ones, row dim, call dimension. Let's say data type to be float 64. Okay, now we can print both these. And second print b. Let's try to run them here. So you can see first a array, multi-dimensional array, 3 by 3 or size values, and in second you are not able to see the values. You can only see the values when just initialize the variable and run them in the session. So let's create a session here. Session is simple. First we need to initialize all the variables using global variables initializer. Now with spelling mistake, tf dot session as a css. First of all we will run init, it will initialize all the variables. Now we'll print session dot run b l. Now you can see the changes. Now you can see a 3 by 3 array with one's value in it. Okay, now we will create variables with it. Like if I say variable wtf dot variable variable, now the value wl, you can give it a name also, wait. So that's how we create a variable. You can also create a variable using the value from a tensor, directly from a tensor. tf dot variable b well, let's put a name vice. So we have two variable w and b. Now let's see, print them, w comma b, and see what the result is. So you can see two variables, first name weight and second name bias, with the shape 3 by 3 and data type of float 64, because by default numpy returns a float 64 data type, and in here that in the tf.1 tensor we have specifically specified that TensorFlow tf.float 64, so that there is no conflict in the type of data when we perform some operations. Now if we just run them here in the session, you can see the changes of the values. So you can see variables, no value. Oh, I have to just run session dot run. That's, now you can see these, see the values. No syntax error. Okay, no syntax error. Now you can see the two values. So you can see again random values in the first one, and second is just same value 1 1 1 1 1. Let me just comment those out. So that's how you create variables. Now let's me specify some operations on them, like operation, like we can say y is equals to tf dot sigmoid matrix multiplication of w and b. Let's leave off this sigmoid, just with this matrix multiplication. Y is matrix multiplication of w and b. Let's print out this y. Let's directly print it here. Now we will see a matrix multiplication between those two. If we just do it like this, and now we'll see all the three values. Now the matrix multiplication between these two matrices is this. So that's how you perform simple operations on these, on the variables. If you specify some more operations on it, we can specify some more operations on it, like z is equals to tf dot reduce mean y. In place of y, now we will also run a z. So we will have all the four values simultaneously. You can see another operation on these variables. So that's how you create a variable, assign value to it, and then run it and perform some operations on it. Now let's go on the placeholders. So first create some placeholders using the variable, using the keyword tf dot placeholder. So you can define the shape. First row dimension and the column dimension. Let's specify data type tf dot float 64. Okay, let's specify another b is equals to tf dot placeholder shape, again the same shape, row dimension and the column dimension. Data type tf dot float 64. So we have created two placeholders with the same shape and the same data type. Now how will you assign value to them? Also you can create operations to them like we have done with this, with the variables. Like if I specify op is equals to a plus b. Okay, so we have specified operation with those also, but we are going to run those operation during the session, under the session, and assign value to them under the session only. Let's remove these. Now let's do one thing, create value, row dimension, column dimension, and say 1, and again create the value for the second one. So now we have two variables, capital A and capital B, of the same shape of these small a and b, but different value. The first a contain a 3 by 3 matrix with value 1, and another contain a 3 by 3 matrix with value 2. So now we have a plus operation between them, a matrix addition operation. So what we are going to show is a matrix of size 3 by 3 and 3 3 3 in all the 9 places. So now we'll use the feedDict keyword. Let's run it under the session, the operation variable and the feedDict. So feedDict is like a dictionary, the name of the variable TensorFlow placeholder, that is small a, and the value which we want to assign it to it, another placeholder name b, and the value which we want to assign to it. So if we just now print out the value of the matrix addition, let me just run it with, see this any error, placeholders, oh it should placeholder, spelling mistake, a slight spelling mistake can cause a whole program to ruin. Now you can see a matrix addition operation on the placeholders. So that's how you just create placeholders, give them a specific shape, give them a data type, and perform some operations on it, and then create a session, initialize the variables, and then provide value to those placeholders. You can also perform another operation. See, if you just perform the same operation like tf dot reduce mean on those a plus b. Now let's see again. So you can see 3.0, this is the mean value. So what will happen if I just remove this one value? I think this place question mark, I just forgetting it, what we have to place, a question mark or just a -1. Let me just see. So you can see we cannot think it's -1, we just do not want to specify. Okay, it's not neither the question mark nor the -1. Let me just check it out. There are ways when you don't want to specify a full shape. Oh, that's the none, I'm just getting it. If you just write none here and none here, oh spelling mistake, that then in this case they will work, but the case is that they should have this column match. Okay, this column should be a match. This case is generally we write none as the case where we just don't know how many values we are going to give it, but the value here remains the same, remains a constant. So let's run this in this case. So you can see the same thing, same answer, 3.0. You can play with both the values, the values of the variables and the values of the placeholder. See, in the value we are getting a mean value of the matrix addition. Let's just result. That is the z plus value. So if we just print the result, and addition operation, and I think z need to be in session dot run because we have run it directly. So you can see 4.67 something, because there is a value which is randomly assigned, that is w val. You can see print session dot run z, then value. Now you will see it clearly. So this is just the addition operation on these both. Again, see some random values assigned and another result. So this is just how variables and placeholder works in TensorFlow, and I hope you just got all the concept clearly. And still, if you have any query left, then please comment below. I will answer all your queries. And I hope you all enjoy this video. If you enjoy this video, then hit the like button and also share it with your friends so that they can also get the content and the knowledge. And please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.